All right, well, we're going to get started. And so we want to welcome those that will come later. We are Team Taylor. We're Ronald and Chara
Hi, Miss
Taylor.
Karen.
And we really appreciate you guys joining with us and to celebrate with us our first date anniversary, which happened 17 years ago, January 20th, 2007.
Ooh, it seems like it was so long ago.
Yes, it was. I was telling Chara that I set a record. I ain't had a relationship for 17 years, so so she's the first. And so,
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I really think that it's pretty cool. I'm thinking about it. I was thinking about it this week, and I was like, it really seems like we've grown up together. We got together in our 20s, and so it really does. We've had an opportunity to grow up together, go
mhm,
through a lot of things together.
yeah.
And to just answer what he said, since I helped him set a record, there ain't gonna be nobody behind me neither. All right, I'm just putting that out there, and so the record has been set, it has been settled, and that's it. That's it. That's all. That's it's done.
Well, I heard that.
That's it. That's all. We are. That's it. That's all. Okay, it's done. It's settled. It is settled. There won't be anybody to break my record. All right, nobody.
All right. So I want to start off kind of give a little, I guess, a little review of what happened when we first met. I know a lot of y'all probably heard Chara's exclamations when she was giving her um, what you call it when you was giving
My perspective.
your point of view
Yes, my
of the
perspective.
night. So I want to kind of get me. I know a lot of people thinking I'm quiet, and Charles, she's out front doing a lot of things, and I'm actually behind the scenes. Um, but I definitely have a side myself. So
Mm-mm.
I remember, my mother, she told me that she had someone that she wanted to for me to meet. I was like, okay, and at the time, I was involved somewhat with someone, and I was like, okay, well, it ain't really that serious on this end here, so it can't hurt. The worst come to worst. My mother, she tried to hook me up with somebody that she likes, or she think it'll be good. But so I took the number, and I didn't call right away. I don't think she knows this. I didn't call right away. I called kind of probably maybe a week later, and then we start talking, and I think the first interaction that I seen from Char was she sent me a Xerox copy of her face, and how she looked. I like a Xerox copy. I mean, if I just went by the Xerox copy, then I was like, okay, because her face is kind of torted, she was look kind of deformed a little bit. I was
Oh.
like, okay, well, she all right. She got a cute smile, but I did, we talked some more, and then get into the point where I seen her was the first time after 3 weeks, because we talked on the phone for 3 weeks, and I saw her at a gas station. I don't know, was you with my mother? She's with my mother at a gas station
Quick trip.
at Quick Trip, and I think my mother needed some gas. Somebody needed some gas, so in other words, I had to pay for somebody's gas.
What mine?
And so my mother called. She wants some gas, so I paid for some gas. I seen Chara. And when I saw her, she was in this big old triple fat goose coat. I was like, okay, all right, well, and then, I don't know, do we hug or we embrace or
Yes,
something
we
happened,
did. We did get
and
a
we
hug.
did, and we hugged, we embraced, and I was really just, I was like, okay, cool, I talked to you later. We talked on the phone, and then we finally set up this date. We get to, I got to her apartment at the time, and
He was late.
she said I was late,
He's supposed
but
to be there at 6.
like every man, we get there a little early and we wait, get our thoughts together. Well, most men, I say, get there. I was outside her place probably about 10 minutes till. It was snowing out there too. And so I got to her on time. It was 6:01, and I got to do it, but I was actually there. So that's my, that's my my
He
story.
was late. He was late.
And I'm going to stick to that.
He
So
was
I was
late.
early. So I rang the doorbell. She comes downstairs. She wasn't ready to go because I think we supposed to out to dinner,
But it was snowing.
but she wasn't ready at all. She came down in a white shirt and some
I had on jeans.
light jeans. Well, it was like one of those little sweater shirts.
Yeah, I was ready.
With the little, with the little thing at the bottom, trying to. But when I was getting there, I got up there, and this is what the funny part, y'all. This is the funny part. I get there to sit down on the couch, and she wanted to watch a movie because it was cold. We were snowing. We said we'll go later.
Right.
I said, all right, but I haven't eaten nothing, but it's all good. And we wanted to watch a movie called Along Came a Spider. Okay, and so I was sitting on the couch, and Charles' TV, I don't know if it was, you remember the flip screens in the car back in the day, the little TVs. And so she had that little small TV. I'm like, how are we going to see Along Came a Spider? We can't even see the spider. I didn't know what kind of movie this was. And so we watched the movie for about maybe 5 minutes. And I said, I can't see this movie. I got a TV in my room. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go in your room. And watch Along Came a Spider. So I gets to the room, and she had a bigger TV. So and when I tell the story, she always say it wasn't her plan to do that because she don't sit in the living room. She sits in her bedroom and watch TV.
That's the truth. Why would I sit in my apartment in the living room and watch a little TV when I can go to sleep and relax in my bed? So yes, the larger TV was in the bedroom, but it was not because I wanted him to go to the bedroom, Lord.
Because if it was me, I would take the TV out my bedroom and put it in the living room. But anyway,
yeah, right. I'm getting ready to be lifting this big old TV just for, no, we weren't even supposed to be there.
So, we was 5 minutes into the movie, we stopped, and then we get to the back, and then about maybe we watched another.
Whoa. Don't forget that there was a chair in there for you to sit on. So don't be trying to say like I was setting you up or something, like, I was trying to seduce you or something. There was a chair waiting so that if you needed to go to my room, you could sit yourself in that chair.
Some still ain't turning the Kool-Aid. Okay, but I get to the back, I sit in her chair, and we watched the Along Came a Spider for about maybe another 25 minutes. And then all of a sudden, Along Came a Spider became Along Came Cha-Cha.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
It was 30 minutes.
That is not true. I am not an initiator. That is not true. That is not true. You guys don't listen to him. That's his version, okay? Okay, let me let him tell his version. Let me not interrupt his version. I'm sorry.
It's not a version. It's the truth.
It's not. It's your version, and then it's the truth, okay?
Okay, so the truth is, Along Came Cha-Cha at 30 minutes after coming out of the cold. I mean, my feet were still cold. My hands were still cold. It was cold, but she wanted to go in the room and warm up, because she was a little chilly, and she wanted to watch on a bigger screen. Okay, that's fine. That's good. So when Along Came Cha-Cha came, after 30 minutes of watching Along Came, and I still haven't seen the movie. I think we watched it 16 years after we got married.
We watched it last year. We watched it last year.
So last year when we watched it, but I'd never seen it, for 30 minutes. It was a good movie. I like Morgan Freeman. He was doing good. And all of a sudden, Along Came Cha-Cha interrupted my, my engagement of Morgan Freeman. But it's all good, But I have to admit, that it was a time of plenty. And we shared.
I know, didn't it end there? Didn't it? Didn't it end there? I'm telling you. See, it's his story. It's his version.
No.
It's his version. See, somebody already heard it, and they can.
Right, they heard it from you. And so everything did not. It didn't change because I stopped at the TV. See, nobody said anything else after the TV. 30 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
So it's from 6:01, now it's 6:31. I'm inside a 10 by 12 box. Are y'all with me?
No. You was telling this all wrong. Okay, all right, I'm listening. What happened?
And so after that, so 6:31 with all the engagements. And then about, what time was it? 8 o'clock, 8:30. 8 o'clock, 8:30, when we finally decide to get up and go get something to eat. So I think we went to, is a little place. She's on, I think is that considered South Side or whatever?
Yeah.
And so we went to this cool little place. It was Harry's Bar.
Harry's Bar and Grill.
Harry's Bar and Grill. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the name of the city. What's the name of the city?
What do you mean the city? We were on the south side. We were.
Yeah, but what's the name of the?
It was down by Botanical Garden. I can't think of. Tower Grove.
Tower Grove. Yeah.
Tower Grove.
Okay, so it's a place. It's a place called Harry's Bar and Grill. And so another little funny story. As I'm telling the truth.
Oh, come on.
This is no lie.
Okay.
I don't talk much, but when I do, it's something to listen to. So we get to Harry's. And so the young lady, she sit us down and we hanging out and we talking. She brings us the menu. I'm looking. I already know what I like. I like ribs. I like, fries and whatever else, something to drink. So Charles, she got the menu. She looking at the menu, and I'm like, "Have you been here before?" She's like, "Yeah." I say, "Well, you don't know what they have?" She's like, "Yeah, I know the one." So she orders a whole. How many chicken wings you order?
12.
She ordered 12 chicken rings. She ordered some nachos. She ordered some fries. Did she order a burger?
No, I ordered a steak.
A steak.
And a baked potato.
A baked potato. I'm sitting there just listening to her. I'm looking around. Is anybody coming? Or is this lady, she trying to set me up? She got some friends that's going to make me foot the bill. So I'm like, okay, all right. So she got, she ordered all this food. And, and the place wasn't cheap. So now I'm like, okay, I should just watch Along Came the Spider, and I wouldn't have no $175 bill. So I say, I'm going to chalk this one up, to just my heart just being nice. All right, and so she ordered all this food, and all the food came out, and I didn't get hungry no more because I was interested in she going to eat what she going to eat. And she ate at least about 80% of it. I'm like, dang, in my mind, I'm thinking like, man, she can eat, she little and it's I'm like, can you cook? Get you some groceries so we can spread the meal out.
No, ma'am. She told no salad. No salad for me. No, ma'am.
There wasn't no salad. It wasn't no salad. It wasn't no doggy bag. Mine, because I didn't eat my food. I was just impressed, to witness what she was engaging in as we were sitting there on a date.
Yes, no shame in my game, and yes, I can eat. But I was prepared to pay for my own food. That's the only reason why I ordered as much as I did, because I came prepared to pay for my own food. I was not expecting him to pay for my meal. And remember, it was snowing, so I was planning to take something back home, but then I was just extra hungry.
Okay. And sometimes, this is a counseling moment, one-on-one. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves things so we can justify the unruly challenge
of
putting somebody in an uncomfortable position. So I get that,
No. I was seriously prepared. Okay. Yes, I ate all my food.
Yeah, she ate it all. And I ate half my ribs. I probably ate some of my fries. I was just amazed, on the activity that was happening across the table. And I was like, okay. So the bill came out. And, I paid the bill. And at this time, I was like, okay, well, this probably going to be the end of the night because she can really go home and go to sleep. Ain't no way she is going to be up with all this food on her stomach. So, all right, so after all that, we got done eating finally. Well, she got done eating, and we got up, and we drove to her apartment, got back there, and I was looking at her, she was staggering a little bit. I know she was full, and it kind of went dark after that. So I don't know if you went to sleep.
Yeah.
You went to sleep. I knew you was, and I'm sitting there. I don't know if I followed you to go back to sleep, but I was like, okay, that's all I pretty much remember. That's all I pretty much remember.
Yeah, I agree. I think after we came back, because then when I did wake up and it was Sunday morning, and I about freaked out. I mean, like, I literally about started freaking out because I looked up and he was still right there. Both of us fully dressed. We were fully dressed. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's got to get out of here. There's not supposed to be a man at my house. There's not supposed to be a man at my house. Because I knew I needed to get ready for church. But two, I knew that I was not supposed to have anybody spending the night at my apartment. And so I literally started freaking out on Sunday morning when I get up. And he like, calm down. You can still go to church. You're going to still go to church. And he was like, go ahead and get dressed. And I'm like, what do you mean get dressed? And he was like, I'm going to fix you some breakfast. So I'm like literally about to lose it because I never let anybody stay the night. And I definitely never let anybody go in my kitchen. But he goes in there and he whips up some grits and some sausage and some eggs. Bless his heart, he didn't even know that I didn't eat eggs. That's how little we knew about each other at the time. And I was like, Lord, this man got to go because I got to go to church. I already got to repent because things was not supposed to happen. And Lord, I'm in trouble. I woke up Sunday morning freaking out. But everything turned out okay.
Yeah, it turned out good. From 6:31 to 8:37 is the reason why you tried to order that food and you came back and went to sleep.
I was hungry. I was prepared to pay for my own meal. I was not expecting you to pay for my food. I was not expecting you to pay for my food.
Yeah. But it was good. And here's the great thing about it from that point on, because she went to church, and I had a church, but it wasn't in St. Louis. But I played basketball. I was in a league, and I played Sunday mornings, early, and so she went to church and all of that. And so but the great thing about it is, from that day, we've been together ever since.
Yeah.
We've been together ever since. It's not one day that we was apart or separated from that day all the way up until now. So, for me, it was almost like, y'all done did the do and,
Well, hold on. Let me say something about that, because unfortunately, that was not the plan. I mean, that was not the plan. That was completely not the plan. And so, unfortunately, we entered into our relationship in an ungodly way. We did. I'm sure there are hundreds and thousands of couples that have entered in an ungodly way. I felt so bad because it wasn't what I wanted to happen, because I really was trying to live my life for the Lord. And so, entering in an ungodly way, although it wasn't the plan, once we allowed God to come into our marriage and come into our relationship, we saw him work a for real miracle in and for us. Okay. Mm-hmm. I know there's hundreds of couples, there's thousands and millions of couples who entered into their relationship the right way. I am here to, you hear straight from us. We didn't, but just because we started off wrong and when we entered wrong doesn't mean that our relationship was doomed for divorce or anything like that. It wasn't destined for divorce. We seriously sought God, and we tried to make it right. We tried to make it so right that, y'all, in 10 days after that first date, he was like, I'm marrying you. So he proposed 10 days after that first date. So by the 30th, we was about to get married.
Absolutely. So the moral of this story is, do not watch Alone Came a Fire. For anybody out there single, Morgan Freeman, but it is, and I felt like it was 10 days, but I felt like she's the one. I feel like she's the one that can really take me to the next level in my life. Because at that time, I didn't know what I want to do. I didn't know. I knew I wanted to do something. I knew I was, God has destined me to do something, but I didn't know, and I wasn't around crowds that kind of pushed me that way. And I tried to do several things on my own, and it would always fail. But I never was grounded, had no stability, And so, and that's what she brought into my life. She brought that stability. She brought. I can trust her, and she was different. She could eat, but she was just different. And so everything that really helped me is that I can trust her. I could trust her with my life. I can trust her with anything secretive. I can trust her, and I know that she won't stab me in the back. And I discovered that literally in that 10 days. I know, it's really hard to say that, but I just felt like that, and I don't want to get all spiritual and say, it was God, it was this and that, and it might have been, but I didn't recognize at that time. All I knew was, something is right here, and I was able to just focus on that feeling. I wasn't led by. I don't say I wasn't led by my heart, but I just felt like from a wise point of view, this is the right choice. It's the right choice. And so from that point on, we grew together. And then I think after 10 days, then we planned a wedding, and then in 6 months, then we actually got married. We had a beautiful wedding. We had so many people that came and helped and pitched in, did all kind of things to help us out. We got married down in Kingdom Plaza. And it's amazing now. You look at Kingdom Plaza now; it doesn't look like that at all. Mm-hmm. But you see all of our pictures by the fountain, where the arch, how it used to be. And so I think those pictures in itself are monumental because of what it looks like downtown now. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a very, very it was good for me. It was good for me.
And so what he's really not telling you guys is he really planned it. He had everything just really planned out. I wasn't thinking about marriage. I wasn't thinking about a wedding. Excuse me. I wasn't thinking about much of, relationship. I was actually just really wanting to live for the Lord. I had just started Jewels and been working on my ministry. And so for me to get caught up and to backslide, that was, it was kind of hurtful for me. But he had everything planned. He was like, I want to get married outside. And I was like, you want to get married outside? He was like, yep. And I'm like, oh, okay. He already knew where he wanted to. And then he already knew the time frame. I want to get married in September. Well, that didn't work out for us. But he already had everything pretty much planned. I want you to stand right here, and I want you to come down here. And I'm just really, really thankful, and I'm really, really grateful. Everything that he wanted, he made sure that we had. There was nothing that I could ask for that was too grand when it came to the wedding. He wanted me to come in on horse and carriage and leave out on horse and carriage. Like, these were all his ideas. All I had to do was just execute and go get pick out a dress and help some bridesmaids. That was pretty much all I had to do, and help our coordinator, who did an amazing job. She did a really good job helping us out. And I'm sure I was a bridezilla when that time came. I know that I was. I remember she had to tell them to take my phone from me. So, I'm sure I probably wrecked some people's nerves, but, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I'm so thankful. One of the things that really stood out to me today, our son, our 11-year-old, he said, Mommy, what was Daddy like back then? And I was like, wow, what an interesting question. And my response was pretty much the same as you see him today. Pretty much the same. He was very, very fervent, and he was stern. When something was going to happen, it was going to happen. Okay? He was not playing around about it. If something was going to happen, it was going to happen. He was passionate. He was very, very helpful. He made sure that everything that was important to me became important to him, no matter what it is. He came in just, and I want us to, and taking over is not the right word. He came in taking care of me. He came in taking care of me. He was like, hey, which bills are you behind on? All right, let me get them paid. And where's your car? In the shop? Well, how much it costs? All right, tell them you're coming to get your car. Tell them to fix your car. He just came in taking care of absolutely everything, which is the same thing that he does today. works hard, takes care of it, makes sure we're taken care of, still doesn't tell me no. It's been 17 years, and this man does not tell me no. There is nothing that I can ask for that I don't get. I think he told me no once on purpose just to prove that he could say no, but he said it en route to where I asked him for some frozen custard, and it's, what's that place on South Florissant Road? Is it Doozles or something? Yeah, Doozles. And he was like, no, because I was going through some medical challenges, and he was like, no. And then he ended up turning on the street and then turning into the parking lot. He was like, you can have a small. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So and he is pretty much the same today. He is, whatever it is that's important to me is important to him. And I have seen him sacrifice so much just to make sure that that we have. And so when Isaac asked that question today, I was like, yeah, he's pretty much the same. The same that we see today is how he was 17 years ago. And I am ever so thankful. You will know that he means business, okay? When he says something and he's serious about it, he's not changing his mind, y'all. I wouldn't put on a coat for an occasion. Everybody who knows me knows that I hate wearing coats. I hate coats. And we were getting ready to go somewhere with the jewels. I had all these girls at my apartment. We was getting ready to take them somewhere. And he was like, Charlie, you got to put a coat on. And I'm like, I'm not putting on no coat. I don't want to put on a coat. And he stood there with the coat in his hands. He didn't say another word. All the jewels talking about, what's she going to do? He checked her. I put my arms right in that coat because... Not because he was checking me, but because I discerned that we weren't going anywhere until I put that coat on. And if I was trying to get somewhere, then I needed to put the coat on. And so I put the coat on so that we could leave. But I'm ever so thankful and so grateful that although we did not enter in the right way, God has been the forefront of our relationship, of our marriage. And he has taught us so many different things in these 17 years, because these 17 years, they have not come easy. They have not come easy. We have had lots of ups and lots of downs in 17 years, but God has taught us how to keep him first, keep God first, and to keep our marriage hot and holy. And the holy part is the first part. It's just that we say hot first, but the holy part is the first part. When we keep all things holy and keep God in the forefront, then everything else, the hotness just kind of comes along with it. Okay, so we're so thankful. We're so thankful that God did not punish us. Because I know a lot of people would teach that, you do things the wrong way and then you're going to get punished. Sure, we had to go through some deliverance. Sure, we had to do some repenting. Sure, we had to get things back in alignment and rededicate and recommit. Sure, we had to do those things, and we did. And I'm looking forward to 17 more years. And maybe we can watch Along Came a Spider tonight for real. Okay.
So you're saying I'm going to get another 31 minutes?
No.
Okay.
Look, we thought we would come on and share with you guys about our first date. It's been 17 years. People know us as the Hot and Holy Couple, who help couples keep their marriage hot and holy. And that's what we do. We have been called to marriages, and we're here to help marriages. And we just wanted to come on and share a little bit. Hopefully you have been entertained and blessed in some capacity by what you have heard.
Yeah. And I think marriage is great. It's a God instituted spiritual union, and I think that if he created it, then we need to go to him to see how he does it. Now, I like to say, even when we're doing our marriage counseling or marriage retreats or whatever, I like to say that marriage isn't hard. Marriage becomes hard when one person is doing all the work. Mm-hmm. And so I really believe that if you work at it, and the work doesn't have to be difficult, the work doesn't have to be in a place where there's always strife and struggle. We are two different individuals. I mean, we like night and day, oil and water, but at the end of the day, there is night or there is day, and then sometimes, most of the time, the oil sits on top of the water. So either way it goes, it doesn't drown out one another. Mm-hmm. And that's how I look at marriage. Marriage is a beautiful union between a man and a woman, and God blesses that, And so I just think that so many couples, especially in the church, they are struggling sexually, they are struggling mentally, and even they're struggling spiritually. It's because the help is there, but sometimes you don't want it. Sometimes we blame the church for not helping, but at the same time, have you reached out? Have you said something? And if you have, maybe you need to step it up a notch. Go who actually specifies in marriage. Mm-hmm. You don't go to the dentist, when you need brain surgery. And so we need to go places to where it actually is functional for us to do. And that's what God has called us and blessed us. And for us, we didn't say this earlier, but we went through a lot. It's not just us. We had to come up against people, family. We have to come up against people that think our marriage wasn't going to last. Mm-hmm. Y'all got too married too early. Y'all did this, mm-hmm. and we ain't going to support. Mm-hmm. All these different mm-hmm. things happened and took place. But at the same time, God has been the leader, in our home. Even when I thought I need to go this way or she need to do this, there are some times where we did butt heads. Because we are two strong people. And with that, and one thing I love about my wife is that she's very, very submissive. And one thing I love is I love a submissive woman, and I love a woman that has femininity. And so, but I want to talk about at least about submission. When we look at submission, the world has taken that definition and they have scrutinized it. They have made it very, very rugged and raw. And the Bible tells us that submission, all it means is just to be cooperative and agreeable. It doesn't mean you're a doormat, doesn't mean you're a slave, doesn't mean I jump, you jump, I say how high. That is not what it means. It just means to be agreeable and to be cooperative. In other words, your opinion matters, my opinion matters. Let's come together and see what's the best route for us to go forward together. Mm-hmm. And I like that in her. I don't have to struggle to lead. I don't have to struggle to fight for a decision. I made some wrong decisions, and she let it go, and she didn't hold me accountable, didn't anything. God did. I fixed it. God helped me, and then we moved forward. And so so that means I have to work a little harder as a man to get us back in the right way, and I'm willing to do that. And so that's what I really love about her. I love the submission. I love the now the femininity, because my wife, that's something that she really wasn't taught that. If you don't learn something, then you can't project it, in moments where it matters. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that, she didn't read books, and she didn't listen to other women, and she didn't listen to that person. And so she's really made a strong strive to be that part, because she had to be the masculine, because she had to watch her siblings, her sisters. She had to fend for herself. And so she didn't have that many male figures around that was like that. So I got that. She had some here and there that would help her and was there for her, but at the same time, she didn't pick up that part of that life. And so she's done such a great job. She's amazing me with that, and I don't have to struggle in that area, that department with her. And so men that have women that are strong-minded, let them be strong, but we also have to show them, that we can do this together. We can be strong together. 1 week you're strong and vice versa. And so if you are a man who is always trying to yank the wheel from his wife, then maybe you need to kind of sit back and say, okay, what are we doing, or what are we not doing, or what do we need to do, so I can show you that I can lead. And most women who are struggling for a man to lead them is because, the greatest thing that a woman needs is security. Mm-hmm. And she don't feel secure, she's going to be afraid. And so her fear is going to rise above all of her femininity. It's going to rise above all of that, and now she's going to be in a place where she needs to say, I need to get it done. Mm-hmm. And then the man is like, he get mad, get his feelings, and like, no, you have to sit down and talk about it, and then get her to trust you in some areas where you fall short in. Mm-hmm. This is how we do this, and it's okay. She shouldn't bash you. She shouldn't belittle you. She shouldn't talk about you. She shouldn't do those things, because she's the one that's going to be with you the rest of your life. And so if she's doing that to you, then that is a problem. That's an issue that she has to deal with. So I really believe that God will He sanctioned the marriage, he sanctified the marriage, and he also will save the marriage. So I truly believe, but we got to put ourselves in position. We got to put ourselves in a place so that we can win. We need some great kingdom marriages because the world have taken over marriage, have taken over sex, have taken over all this stuff. And the church is being quiet, not saying nothing. Everything's a secret. And then we are suffering in silence at home. And that can't be. That cannot be. We got to be strong and do it right. Come out of the pride and come out of the egotistical attitudes, and so we can move forward. So God can be glorified through our life, and then we can watch Long Came the Spider anytime we want, right? All right, I'm done.
We are going to watch that movie. Okay. I'm glad that you said what you said, because I really did have the opportunity to connect with women who would help me because I didn't know how to be a wife. And I'm thankful to God that in 2013, the Lord sent us our spiritual mother, Apostle Sharon, who said to me, I am not going to let ministry ruin your marriage. I'm not going to let ministry ruin your ministry. I'm not going to let ministry ruin your family, your marriage. And I was like, thank you. And so having that connection with my spiritual mother has really helped me because I didn't know what to do in a lot of situations that we faced. And it's amazing. If you guys don't get to, if you need to connect with someone, you need to connect with someone who you can trust and who will walk you through it and who is not biased. She was not biased. And I love that she was not biased, where it was, she was always on my side. I remember her having to tell me, if you do this to my son one more time, I remember her having to get firm with me and some things, and I appreciate it. We really need to seek out help. We really need to invest in our marriages. Whether you've entered your marriage the right way or whether you entered your marriage the ungodly way, you need to invest in your marriage. You need to invest in knowing how to be a husband. You need to invest in knowing how to be a wife. Because just because what you saw at home may not be what God has for you when it comes to being a spouse. So don't count it. Don't count it not. Okay, go ahead and invest. Go ahead and invest and connect and learn how to be a wife. Learn how to be a godly wife. Learn how, because most of us don't know how. We come in thinking that this is how it's supposed to go, and 9 times out of 10, your thoughts are absolutely wrong. You got your whole list of how he's got to do this, he's supposed to do this, and 9 times out of 10, you're wrong. And there's some changing that the woman needs to do. Once I realized that I needed to do some changing, my prayer started being, Lord, change me. Lord, change me. Change me. I started singing the Tamala Man song, change me, oh God. Make me more like you. Make me more like you. I tell you, being married thrusted me into my greatest ministry, which is intercession. I learned how to be an intercessor and pray because I was married. I knew how to pray before, but it thrusted me into ministry. We're trying to figure out what ministries we're supposed to do and where we're called to be. We're supposed to take care of our homes and pray for our spouses. Mm-hmm. So we need to bump up our intercession so that we can we can be prepared for all of the warfare that's coming. Warfare is coming to marriage, whether you want it to or not. Warfare is coming, whether you enter the correct way or whether you did not enter in the correct way. You are going to have warfare because marriage it's a godly institution, and Satan does not want anyone to be connected because there's this great chance that we're going to reproduce some offsprings that's going to tear his kingdom down, and we know that we will. That's what we're supposed to do, be fruitful and multiply. So I'm saying, make sure you get connected to somebody who can help you in your marriage, women and men. I hope y'all have had fun with us. Yeah. Hearing about our story, hearing about our first date. We've had so much fun. Please make sure to connect with us, share, tell everybody else about our first date, because we had a wonderful time, and we are here 17 years later. We're not perfect in our marriage, but we are definitely loving one another, and we are greater, and we grew up together.
Yeah. Yeah. Now so it's time to watch Long Came a Spider.
All right, we're going to get out of here, and so we can finish celebrating our first date anniversary. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks everybody for joining us. We love y'all. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.